How realistic is Gran Turismo 7? In this video I'm going to go and run a lap at Le Mans in parallel with Kobayashi's LMP1 track record at Le Mans and run them side by side and see where the lap times differ. Does Gran Turismo 7 represent these LMP1 cars right or wrong? And we're going to compare all the differences right now. For the purpose of this test, I set this TS050 Toyota to minimum downforce. It's most likely what they would use at Le Mans. Top right of your screen is Kobayashi's lap. We're going to get some onboard footage as we go through that lap, but into the first chicane, and we are very closely matched, it seems. Going under the Dunlop bridge and now going through the corners ahead now. Again, quite closely matched between Gran Turismo 7 and real life, and looking to approach Tetra Rouge, and is easily flat in Gran Turismo 7, and we are fractionally ahead of Kobayashi in this example. Forza Motorsport banners in the real life track coverage there. Awkward as we're going down the Mulsanne straights for the first time. You can see in the telemetry of the real life clip almost 330 kilometers an hour for the real life TS050, and I'm only topping out about 319, so even with minimum downforce I am significantly down on top speed compared to the real life Toyota TS050, but we do manage to get to the first chicane first. Down the next part of Mulsanne Straight is where the real life TS050 will start to really reel us in, because again almost 15 to 20 kilometers an hour faster in top speed, and I'm using minimum downforce in Gran Turismo 7 right now. So as we get into this second chicane, Kobayashi has managed to get ahead entering this second chicane, and this gap will only get longer as we enter another long straight, the Mulsanne Straight, for the final time. And again, the real life Toyota TS050 is around 10 to 15 kilometers an hour faster on this straight. I don't think there's anything I can do in Gran Turismo 7 to increase my top speed. I'm already running minimal downforce, and you see he's turning into the corner already, and we are about a second behind, exiting the corner now, and we are out of hybrid energy. But you look on the real life telemetry and there is still some hybrid battery available. So from what we can tell so far, it seems the battery life in the Gran Turismo 7 simulated Toyota is a little bit less than in real life, and also the top speed of the cars. We are a little bit slower at top speed in Gran Turismo 7 than in real life, and we are significantly behind Kobayashi now. We're going to let these laps run out and see what the final time difference is. We will be approaching Porsche curves reasonably soon, and I know in Gran Turismo 7 that it feels like the car has so much downforce at high speed, much more than in real life. I watched this Kobayashi record lap time, and he lifts and downshifts for Porsche curves, and in Gran Turismo Sport we just approach it absolutely flat out, turn in, and the car completely sticks. So going through Porsche curves for me, it's absolutely flat out, and this doesn't quite feel right to me. It feels like there's too much downforce in Gran Turismo Sport, too much grip at high speeds. Kobayashi is just entering the final chicane now, and we are going to be approaching that in a couple of seconds time. Kobayashi is going to run to the line. The commentators getting very excited for that track record lap time. 3 minutes 14 for Kobayashi. We're going to cross the line in 3 minutes 18. Not a perfect lap, but I was losing so much time down the straights. Let's look at that in some more detail. Let's compare some sections of the track. This one, perfectly aligned clips exiting the first chicane on the Mulsanne Straight. Down the Mulsanne Straight now, both cars running completely flat out, and you can see the difference there. There is about a 10 to 15 kilometer an hour difference in speed between the two cars, and we're going to get to the second chicane on the Mulsanne Straight, and the real life Toyota is going to be at the second part of the chicane before we hit the first part of the chicane. That's about 2 seconds advantage over that section of track. The next section to highlight is into Porsche curves. I've aligned the turning points exactly the same. With the first part of Porsche curves we're aligned, but you can see in Gran Turismo 7 we've got so much more grip, so much more downforce. We are flat out, and the real life Toyota TS050 has no chance of keeping up with us in that high speed stuff. We're about a second up. By the time we get to the line, the Toyota TS050 in real life has caught up a little bit with that straight, but we still do the final section of the lap faster than the real life car. So what does this mean? Does it mean that Gran Turismo 7 is not realistic because it doesn't present the exact same lap time as a real life? Not at all, really. Does it mean that Gran Turismo 7's physics engine is completely broken and it's not a very good simulation? I don't think that's the case. I get the feeling that the physics engine underneath Gran Turismo 7 is pretty solid. It's good fun to drive. I think some of the differences to reality come from the specific settings per car. Now, I'm not feeling this crazy high super downforce model in some of the Group 3 cars, for example. So it's perhaps just some of the settings and details of the high downforce cars that are perhaps a little bit too much. And coupled with the fact that we seem to be aero limited with the drag, there's certainly a lot more drag in this Toyota TS050 than the real life version. Again, that could be down to settings. There's a slight difference in the way the hybrid's deployed as well. Whether that's done for gameplay reasons or not, I don't really know. I think what I might do now is try and find some other lap times for perhaps more normal cars without some hybrid deployment, maybe a Group 3 car or a GT3 car, and run some lap times to see how it compares to real life as well. If you've enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. I found it very interesting because I'm interested to see how things translate to real life. This simulator that we want to play, it needs to also be enjoyable. If I was given open access to the back end to allow me to tune the downforce and the top speed and the drag and the tyre grip levels on this Toyota TS050, I have no doubts at all that I could make it reproduce the lap time that Kobayashi reproduced in almost exactly the same way, by matching top speeds, matching sector times, matching horsepowers. For me, that would validate the underlying physics engine in Gran Turismo 7 as being quite solid. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. On screen right now will be a link to a video which you may find interesting. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.